Hey y'all, Denisha here from Water to Spirit. I am the founder and the CEO. Remember, healing is revolutionary. So today I want to talk about the old adage of hurt people hurt people. Yes, hurt people, but it does not give you a right to hurt people. I remember when I was 6 years old and my mother's mother, Carol, she said to me one day, she just looked at me and she said, "You're going to be just like Tamika," which is my aunt, her daughter. And I said, "What? Lie like her?" And she slapped me. And when she did that, my mother did nothing, of course. And to this day, my grandmother still gloats to anyone who would listen about how she smacked me for talking back to her when she told me I was going to be just like my aunt. Now, let me tell you about this aunt, who she was before she gave her life to God. She was a rape victim. She was neglected by her own mother, my grandmother. She was a stripper. She was a drug abuser. She was an alcoholic, and she also neglected her daughter. So my grandmother looked at me at 5 or 6 years old and said, "That is who I am going to be just like." My grandmother one time told me that someone told her when she was younger, "You're going to be just like your mom, Ida, because you look like her." And my grandma said, she said, "Well, if I'm going to be just like my mom, if she's a fighter, I'm going to be a better fighter. If she is a drunk, I'm gonna be a bigger drunk." It's insane and correct. Yes, that is the disease of normalcy in our families, and it stops with me, and it stops with you as well. If my grandmother took time to get the therapy that she needed to truly build the relationship she said she had with God, she would have understood that the adults around her saying that to her was not only fallible, not only wrong, but they were hurting too, right? And with therapy and with God, I believe she would have understood that that is something you don't say, one, to a child, and two, to one who never done anything to hurt you. Now, I am the darkest woman in my family. I know I'm not that dark skinned, but that was an issue. My aunt and I are just a couple shades away, and we are the only two of our complexion, so I believe colorism had a lot to do with it as well. Even our facial features were made fun of with me growing up in my family. My nose and my lips and my gap. Carol, my mother's grandmother, she never took time in her life to get to know me. Sorry about that, someone's calling me. She never took time in her life to get to know me because what she saw was her daughter. What she saw was a dark-skinned child. What she saw was something unfavorable. A lot of times, the discipline that she would administer to me wasn't discipline. It was preconceived notions of, "You're gonna be just like Tamika. You're gonna be a liar. You're gonna be all of these things." And never once did she ever take time to love me, right? But she will say she loves me, and I will tell her that that was a lie. That was a lie. I believe the only lie I truly ever told my grandmother was that I did love her and that I did care about her. And I believed I wanted as a child so badly, and somewhat as a young adult, so badly to get her to recognize I'm not who you say that I am, get to know me. And then with therapy, you realize that you don't have to prove who you are to absolutely anyone. And she missed out on an incredible individual. I am building a community to change laws. I am working through my been through, that way I can be the first woman in my family to give birth, hold a child in my womb that is healed from violations, and give birth to a legacy and teach them about who they are, which will build continuity. No one has permission to tell you who you are. They don't. They truly don't. And this daughter, particularly my Aunt Tamika, by the way, who is the one that she mistreated the most, in my opinion, in her life, is the only one out of all of her children, living children, that is the most stable and who is living in accordance to the God she serves the best that she can. That is very interesting to me. So yes, hurt people, but it doesn't give you the right to hurt people. And she will never know who I am, and I am comfortable with that. She doesn't deserve to. And she will never know who my children are, because she doesn't deserve to. And I want y'all to know that no one has permission to hurt you. No one has permission to make you feel unhuman. No one has permission to dehumanize you because they are hurting. You have permission to walk away. You have permission to address them, confront them, and you have permission to do the healing work. There's therapy, there's forms of spirituality that you can align yourself with as well. And what I will say is, you're special, you're strong, you did nothing wrong. And remember, healing is revolutionary, and I'm proud of you.